Hi folks, it's August. Hang on, it's Monday, August the 13th, I think. I am just here making some small little bud vases. Let's get this thing on a tripod. Get it on a tripod. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's just another day in the old potting shed. Maybe I'll drop this down a bit. Yeah, we just had a workshop this weekend, so I haven't had a weekend off. But that's it, isn't it? You just carry on. Oh, well, we'll just start there and we'll see how we go. Yeah, I'm making these little bud vases, which I'll just show you. I've got a few here. What I do is I throw it like a bud vase, and then I put a little strap handle so it becomes a little bottle. Different designs. Which I've done with my pressing wheels, just pushed up the side there, you'll see. So yeah, they're quite satisfying to make, I think. Those designs like that. There's another one like that. Oh, that's the same as the other ones. Yeah. So I'm going to go out doing some of those. Little things, small things like that, they pack in suitcases quite well, and you know, you can travel places with them quite easily if you have to. So these are 8 ounces. They're a bit of a fiddle. They're a bit small, you know. Yes. Get down there, pull up the clay, keep it in at the top. Just knock back the speed there a bit. Well, I hope you've been practicing and managing to get out in your studios. They also, so 6 points of contact, okay, like that. If you want to constrict a neck and bring it in tight, as you squeeze in, the clay's got to compress in on itself. So you don't want to let any place for that clay to escape while you do it. Otherwise, it'll kind of like jag out, you know, and you'll lose the pot basically. These are a little bit they're kind of the same, but we allow a little bit of flexibility, let's see. Yeah. Okay, throwing stick down here. Clean the foot. Get yourself a decent throwing stick. It's vitally important you have a good throwing stick. Any commercial throwing stick, as far as I'm concerned, they're garbage. None of them are any good. Have not seen one. People sometimes have ones that they made themselves that are okay. See what I'm doing now? I'm using that. So I'm using it, you see, a little bit as a rib. Using it a little bit as a rib. Don't forget to put in the bevel. Also vitally important for thumbing off. Yes, we like thumbing off, don't we? Yes, we do indeed. Okay, let's cut back the speed. Take a twisty cut off wire. Straight through. Clean your hands off. Clean your hands off into your water pot. Okay. Double victory Winston Churchill signs underneath. Oh gosh! A lump of clay, it went for 6 or 8. Is it clean? If you have a lump of clay and it falls on the floor, are we in the picture? Yeah. If you have a lump of clay and it falls on the floor, I used to work for my brother Johnny once, and you know, occasionally a lump of clay would roll off and fall on the floor, and he would say, "Ha, Simon, trash." Put it in the trash immediately. You know, don't even try pick out the little bits. Just bin it. Take a fresh lump. But yeah, I mean, if a lump falls on the floor, this didn't actually fall on the floor. It fell kind of down there underneath on a wooden shelf. But yeah, you need to. I guess I wouldn't throw a lump away just because it fell on the floor. I'd kind of clean it, you know, because I'd be thinking, well, I'm not going to waste the clay. Not going to waste the clay. Okay, when you're centering, don't forget a little bit of. We want a little bit of speed while you're just initially. You see, right in the middle of the wheel where we're working right now, you want a little bit of speed. You see, to get that, pull up that clay like that, center it down, make it into a mushroom like that, and that bit there where my finger is, take your thumb and just clean it back, just like that. Cut back the speed now. Okay, breaking in, pulling it up. Cut back the speed. Pull it up. Keep it in at the top, okay? Keep it coned in at the top there. That is important. Okay, pulling it now but widening it, expanding it. And now going back in at the top. Got to always think, I mean, in the last sort of like when you're doing a lift and you get up to about 3/4 of the way up, you better start thinking about getting that clay, pushing the clay back into the center. Okay, especially if you've got to do a closed in type form. Otherwise you'll be way out here. And then, you know, you've got to do all this collaring in to get it all into the, don't let it get out there in the beginning. That's the secret. Okay, let's go down to the bottom, pulling it up, widening it, looking for the shape. Now, again, you see in now, coming in at the top. All right, now, bit of water. Remember what I said? 6 points of contact. Getting down there, and now squeezing it in. There it is. Easy peasy. Well, it isn't actually. It's not always. And sometimes you'll find, you know, when you're trying to bring the clay into the center, you know, you're trying to do what I just did, and the clay just doesn't want to go, you know, it's like it kind of gets a kink in it. What do you do then? Well, my experience with that kind of thing, when you have that problem, it sometimes is because the clay possibly is not properly kneaded. and it doesn't like being compressed in, you see. So, you know, the clay is a kind of it's sort of, it's not a liquid, is it? But it's sort of, it's a living material, isn't it? Okay, throwing stick down to the bottom there. All right, got to get in there, right in there at the bottom. That's why you need a 45-degree angle on your throwing stick. All right, have a look at my wing mirror down there. Now, using the throwing stick as a rib, just going over it like that. See that? All getting all that slip off. And now, don't forget to leather the guy. There he is. All right, take cut-off wire. Drop your speed. Get it taut. Straight through. Oh my goodness me. So scrape your hands off, put it back in the water pot. Yes, sir. Ooh. Alright, now center him down, squeeze him. Think mushrooms in the field. Think button mushrooms, that's what you want to think of now. That's what I'm thinking about, button mushrooms, you see. There he is, button mushroom. Breaking in. Pulling him up, get a bit of height, but keep him in at the top. Keep him in at the top. He's like a little cylinder at the minute, isn't he? Okay, down to the bottom. Start to belly him a bit. And then I'm 3/4 of the way now, aren't I? Okay, so I've got to think now in, keep in. Okay, so now I'm purposely, I'm trying to bring it in, you see. You can't just sort of push it in and be rough about it, but what I'm saying is, you know, you've got to, okay, down to the bottom, looking for the shape, the belly, and now up and in. Up and in. Now, squeeze him like this. There he is. Now, sometimes you get a little bit of going like this. As you can see, this one is here on the top. So I'm gonna, in this case, I'm going to use my needle tool, take off a little piece. You see, that's okay. Sometimes we have to do that. You know, each piece of lump of clay is different, isn't it? Sometimes you get one that's better than another. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Yep. Right. Cut back that speed just a little bit. Throwing stick down the side here, all the way to the base, in underneath there. Undercut. Undercut. Yeah. Now use the throwing stick as a rib, just like that. Boom, 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 boom. See, what you want in a throwing stick, you don't want your throwing sticks to be too thick. You don't want them to be too thick. You also want them to have a little bit of a corner or a little bit of an edge here, you see. You don't want it to be all rounded. You want a little bit of a sort of, a little bit of a sharp, like a right angle, you know. I mean, both sides have got a right angle. just the, you know, the one edge to another is a right angle down there. But that's useful for cleaning, just for cleaning away that slip. You want to get that slip off, don't you? Otherwise you're not going to be able to lift the thing off. It's going to end up on the floor. Okay, cut back that speed. Take your cut-off wire through. Clean your hands back into the pot. You see what I'm trying to show you something here, and that is repetitive motions, repeating, doing the same thing. All right, every time. If you do that, you'll get more consistent. You see, it's like when every single pot that you make, like every time you're making a pot, you're doing different things. You're putting the wire back in some strange place. You can't find it. You can't find your throwing stick. You know, your wheel speeds is all different. If you're working like that, your pots are going to be inconsistent, to say the least. To say it as it is. All right, so cone. What am I thinking about now? Oh yes, those button mushrooms. Let's go into that field and part the grass, and then you see the button mushroom, you see. Yep, there he is. There's the button mushroom. Alright, break in. So when I'm breaking in, my finger is measuring the distance through the bottom. You see, I do it all in one. It's all done. It's all sort of, it's guesswork. Not really measured. But it's kind of, it's sort of, you sense it, you know, through instinctively, you know. Okay, here it is. But you see, in order to train your instincts, so that, as I just said then, so you instinctively know, you need to practice. You need to make a load of them. You need to make lots and lots of them, you see. Ooh, I threw this one a bit tall. Alright, let's belly him out. There he is. Coming up, and now I've got to think about coming in again, haven't I? Now if you're working efficiently with your throwing, you'll notice I've hardly had to take my sponge and take out any water, because there isn't any, because it's just enough in there, and once I've made it, the water's used up and it's gone. You see? Okay, widen the belly. Here we are, coming up the side. Now I've got to think about coming in again, you see? Got to think one step ahead. Think ahead. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to leave. Gonna need leave a little bit of clay up there, you know. Squeeze him in. See? 6 points of contact. But when you're doing that, when you're pulling him in like this, the clay is compressing in over itself. You see? Now you see what's happened on this particular one. I did it, and it's resulted in it going up and down quite a lot. So that tells me there's probably maybe something about the clay that was, yeah, it might not have been 100% needed. It happens. You know, this is probably recycled. Yeah, this was recycled clay actually. Okay, now, just paying attention here to the neck. Looking for the shape. If you're going to look for the shape of a pot, I've got a very good bit of advice for you here. Listen carefully. If you are interested in the shape of any pot that you're making, get a mirror. All right. Not that I can see a lot out of this one, but you know what I mean. Get yourself a mirror. Because you will find ooh, I did something then I'll just go back down in there again. You will find, if you get a mirror, you will be able to see the profile, the shape of what you're making, what you're trying to make. So, invest $10, get a mirror. You'll find it's the best $10 you ever spent, in a nutshell. Okay, just cut back the speed. Throwing stick here down the side, looking for the shape, checking in the mirror. Right the way down to the foot. Now, get in there with your throwing stick so you can really put in a bevel right at the base there, right? You've got to get right in there, you see? Get in there, boy. Right, now using the throwing stick as a slight rib, clean off that slurry. Otherwise when you pick the pot up, you'll drop it. Just drop it. Alright, using my leather, that. And there he is. Clean back the slurry like that. You see, use your throwing stick as well, just clean it back a bit. Otherwise, sometimes when you use your cut-off wire, you drag all that slip under the pot. You don't want that. Okay, let me just clean my hands back into the pot. And what I wanted to do was wipe my hands, and then I'm going to get my camera. And I just want to show you the sideways profile. So belly it's kind of halfway, approximately. Could be said that it's a fraction lower than halfway. There's my mirror, you see, there I'm looking at my pot over there. And there's some of the ones that I've made. They're kind of the same, but they may vary very slightly. But that's okay. These will all have that little strap handle. Okay, let's. So yeah, these are some of those ones I showed them to you to start with. But I'll just put one there, like that, and I'll grab another one. Put it over on the other side, like that. So that becomes those, you see, with a little fishtail handle. Now what you could do with these is put a little small pouring lip here on this side, all right, opposite the handle, and then you could, it could be for pouring, couldn't it? Could have oil in it, I suppose, or vinegar or something like that. I haven't done that with these. And you could say, well, maybe you're going to put a cork in them, perhaps. Or you could keep some herbs in there, couldn't you? Keep it tight with a cork. Yeah. So there you go. That's what I've been doing. Just to keep you up to speed with the. Yeah, I've got to get the kiln. I'm trying to get the kiln fired before the weekend. So I've got to I'm going to want to make a few tea bowls. And make a few tea bowls, and because I want to put some iron slip on some tea bowls with a wax resist. So thanks for joining us, folks. Please join us here in person. Don't just tune into YouTube. Get here. We want to see you here. Yeah, come and join us for a workshop. There's one at the end of this month. Check on my website. And then we jump to October 5th and 6th. And then another one in end of October. And then there's 2 more in November. And that is it. Finito. Next weekend I'm down in Round Hill, Virginia. Big hello to everybody down there. Look forward to seeing you next weekend and getting our hands dirty and playing in the clay. Apart from that, what can I say? Yes, I have Leach treadle wheels. I have 1 treadle wheel. If anybody's interested in a treadle wheel, Leach treadle wheel, maple, cherry and walnut, made out of those woods, stainless steel, aluminium and leather. That's what the wheel is made of. There is no plastic on the wheel. Oh, metal as well. I should mention, yeah, just regular metal, steel, the shaft, and nuts and bolts and brass screws. Okay, that's it. No plastic. That sounds good, doesn't it? It is good. Buy one. No, seriously, yeah. If you're interested, get in touch with me. Write to me, Simon Leach. SimonLeachPottery@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you in the next clip. Until then, hey, keep practicing, and I will see you around town. Bye bye for now.